Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you, student? I hope all of you are fine. How's your math class is going? I hope you understand the lectures very well. Try to do your classwork daily on your neat copies and register and also assigned homework, because when you come back to the school, then it will be easy for you that your copy will complete, inshallah. Okay, student, now come to our today's lecture. Today is our third lecture and our topic is distributive law. Distributive law of union over intersection. We have two types of distributive laws. First is distributive law of union over intersection, and in this also three sets will be participate: A, B and C. Then A union B intersection C is equal to A union B intersection A union C. You see that A is distributive with B and C. In distributive law and associative law, there is a difference between these two. Distributive means to divide something. So you see in this law, we divide A with B and C both. But in the associative law, only A change the partner. First A is a partner of B, then B is a partner of C. But in distributive, we divide A with both B and C. A union, according to first definition, A union over intersection, and you see that first we use a notation of union and then we use a notation of intersection. Same way, first you simplify the left hand side and then the right hand side, and at the end both answer will be same. The second law is distributive law of intersection over union. You see, there is a difference of the words union over intersection, intersection over union. So intersection over union, first we use the sign of intersection and then within the bracket we use a sign of union. A intersection B union C. Again we divide A with B and C both. So A intersection B union C is equal to A intersection B union A intersection C. This is called the distributive law of intersection over union. Sometime in the question they mention that prove the distributive laws of union over intersection, intersection over union, and sometimes they write the equation and you will prove in both ways. You prove the left hand side and the right hand side. Is it clear? Now you see that in our exercise page number 8, question number 4. Show that if A is equal to 0, B is 0, 1 and C is equal to null. And they mention here the law. Which law is this? Good. Distributive law of union over intersection, because first is the sign of union and then the sign of intersection. Now come to the solution of this. A is 0, B 0, 1 and C is null. And we will prove A union B intersection C is equal to A union B intersection A union C. Distributive law of union over intersection. First take the left hand side. B intersection C. I told you before in the previous lecture that always you solve the bracket operation. B intersection C. B is 0, 1 and C is null. So what will be the intersection? What is the meaning of intersection? Take the common elements. No one is common there because C is null. So B intersection become null set. Then A union B intersection C. Now we take the union of A and the new set B intersection C. A is 0 and in B intersection C is null. So our answer become 0. Why? Because in the union we write all the elements. Then come to the right hand side. There are two brackets, A union B and A union C. It means first we take the union of A and B and then A union C, and at the end we take the intersection of these two new sets. A union B, 0 union 0 1. I'm repeating the definition of union. Union mean write all the elements within one bracket. So A union B will be 0 1. Then A union C. A union C, C is null and the element of A is only 0. So A union C will be 0. Now we have two new sets, A union B and A union C. According to the law, we will take the intersection of these two. A union B intersection A union C is equal to 0 1 intersection 0. So definitely answer will be 0 because according to the definition of the intersection, we choose the common one and which is 0. So this verify the distributive law of union over intersection. Is it clear? Alhamdulillah. Same question 3. Question 3 is same that we done question 4. Because also there is distributive property of union over intersection. Same question is this, but only the elements are changed there. Yes, our next topic is De Morgan's law. Before starting our topic, let's take some history about De Morgan. He was born on 27 June 1806 and he was a British mathematician and logician. He formulated De Morgan laws and introduced the term mathematical induction, making its idea rigorous. He died on 18 March 1871. And he introduced the laws A union B whole complement. This C represent the complement is equal to A complement intersection B complement. And the second part A intersection B is equal to A intersection B whole complement is equal to A complement union B complement. In both laws A and B only two sets participate, but you see there the difference between the operation. First law, within the brackets there is union and to the right hand side there is intersection. And in the second law, within the bracket intersection and the right hand side is union. In our exercise, question number 5 is over. Verify the De Morgan laws. Before solving this question, I repeat the difference of two sets or the complement. We did this in class 7 and this is your previous knowledge. Again, I'm repeating these definitions to recall your knowledge. Difference of two sets. If we have two sets A and B, and when we take the difference of AB, it means that all the elements of set A which are not present in set B. Or in the other words, we said that we leave the common elements of A and B and the remaining element of A we write within the brackets and this will be A minus B. We can denote A minus B two notation, A minus B or A slash B. Slash B also represent minus. Then what is complement? For the complement of the set, we always need the universal set. And what is universal set? Universal set is the biggest set under the consideration set. Under the consideration mean that the question you are doing, the biggest set is called the universal one. And when we take the difference of any set with universal set, this is called the complement. The definition is same of the difference that all the elements of U which are not present in that set, but we represent it with the complement. We write A dash or AC, B dash or BC both have the same meaning, complement. Now come to the question. Question number 5. Verify De Morgan's law if U is equal to N, A is equal to null, and B is equal to P. N and P, that doesn't mean that they are alphabet. N means set of natural numbers and P set of prime number. Okay. Yes, come to the solution. U is equal to n, A is equal to null, and V is equal to P. U represent n mean set of natural number, and you know that set of natural numbers start from 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and so on, because this is infinite set. Then B is equal to P. P represent set of prime numbers. And which numbers are prime number? The numbers which are only divisible by themselves. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and so on. This is the set of prime number. Now, according to the laws, De Morgan laws, first law is A union B whole complement is equal to A complement intersection B complement. And the second one is A intersection B whole complement is equal to A complement union B complement. You see in the question they said verify De Morgan laws. It means that you will prove both the laws. So A union B whole complement is equal to, first we take the first one, A in complement intersection B. I told you that A union B, within the bracket there is operation of union. So first we take the union of A and B. Beta A union B within the brackets, A union B. Union means we write all the elements of A and B. But A is null and the elements of B are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, so on. So A union B will be 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, and so on. Now is the turn of complement. I told you that complement means we take the difference of the universal set and the given set. Universal set is a set of natural number. U minus A union B. When we take the difference of these two sets, our complement A union B whole complement become 1, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, and so on. It means our answer will be a composite number, set of composite numbers. Universal set is the biggest set of natural number, and when we take the difference from prime numbers, our answer become a composite, or 1 or 2, 4, 1, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, and so on. This is over left hand side. Come to the right hand side, A complement. A complement, I told you that you always take the difference from the universal set. U minus A, U is set of natural number, minus null, so the answer will be the universal set. Then B complement, U minus B universal set, and difference with prime numbers. And again our answer is 1, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, set of composite number. Now we take the intersection of A complement and B complement. A complement is set of natural number and B complement is set of composite number. When we take the intersection of these two, our answer will become 1, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, and so on. But you see that there is some mistake. Instead of 2, there must be 4. So when you are doing this, you should be careful about it. Okay. I think that this is clear, because this is same that we have done union, intersection, difference, and you find the difference of two sets and also the complement in previous class 7th. I did one part for you, and the second part of De Morgan law you will do by yourself, which is A intersection B whole complement is equal to A complement union B complement. But when you are finding union, intersection, and complement, you should be careful about the numbers, about the elements of the set. The both sides will be same. Yes, but now come to the Venn diagram. Venn diagram is our next topic. Before doing this, again I'm telling you about the Venn diagram. Why we use a Venn diagram? Because it is easier to us to find the elements and the operation on sets. When we see the diagram directly, we can say that which type of the sets are given to us. Either they are disjoint, subset, overlapping set. Yes, Venn diagram. Venn diagrams are very useful in depicting visually the basic concept of sets and relationship between sets. I told you either they are overlapping, disjoint, or subsets. The word first used by an English logician and mathematician John Venn. John Venn first introduced the Venn diagram and 1834 to 1883. In the Venn diagram, a rectangular region represents the universal set and region bounded by simple closed curve represented other set, which are subsets of the universal set. For the sake of beauty, these regions are generally shown as a circular region. Yes, so girls, I show you the table of the Venn diagram in which different types of the sets are given. Disjoint set, overlapping set, subsets. There are 16 diagrams you can see on the screen. The first one you see 1, 5, 9 and 13. 1, 5, 9 and 13. See these rectangles? These are all disjoint set. Disjoint means there is no element common between the two sets. There is a rectangular shape and we represent this rectangle with universal set. A and B, they both are the subset of the universal set, but A and B are disjoint set. You see, I represent A and B separately and we shade it. Then next, A intersection B, come to the 5 rectangle. A intersection B, definitely there is no element common, so no shading area will be there. Then A minus B. A and minus B means all those elements of A which are not present in B. Definitely they are disjoint, so only we shade the A because there is no element common. Then B minus A. B minus A, those elements of B which are not present in A. So definitely we shade the circle B. Is it clear to you? Now again come to the second diagram. Second rectangle, and you see in this column 2, 6, 10 and 14. These all are overlapping. Overlapping sets mean the sets in which maybe 2 or 3 elements are common. So according to the overlapping set, the diagram will be like this. Some portion is common between A and B. First, A union B. A union B means we write all the elements A and B within one bracket. So that's why the shading area will be A and B, the whole, both sets. A intersection B. Intersection B, only we take the common element. So that's why I shade the only common part of A and B. Then A minus B. A minus B, only I shade the set A but not the common area because all those elements of A which are not present in B. So that's why we shade only the A portion. Same for the B minus A, those elements of B which are not present in A. So we left the whole A and also the common area. We only shade the B portion. Come to the third column. The diagram numbers are 3, 7, 11 and 15. And clearly you see that A is the subset of B. A is a subset of B, and I told you what is subset. If we have two sets, then the smallest set is called the subset of the bigger one. B is the bigger set and A is the smaller one. A union B, again all the elements of A union B, so we shade the whole diagram, A and B both circles. Then A intersection P, definitely A is a smaller set. It means when we take the A intersection B, the solution will be set A. So that's why I shade the A set only. Then A minus B, all the elements of A which are not present in B. A is a subset of B, so that's why there is no element which is not present in B. So that's why I didn't shade the A and B, no shaded area is there. B minus A, B is a bigger set, so all those elements of B which are not present in A, so we shade the B only, not A. Come to the last column. Now here B is the subset of A. In the previous column, we did that A is a subset of B and now B is a subset of A. The shape will be same, only we change the sets over there. Now A is a bigger one and B is a smallest set. You see that both shading portions are same. First, A and B union. So we shade the whole circles, both one. Then A intersection B. So we intersection the smaller set B. Then A minus B. Now in this condition, and see the 11 and 12, there is a difference between 11 and 12. What? There is no shading area in 11 because A is a subset of B. And in 12, B is a subset of A. So that's why when we are finding A minus B, all those elements of A which are not present in B. So the common portion is not shaded and the remaining portion of A is shaded. Come to the last diagram, B minus A. Same B is a subset of A, so there is no shading portion over there. It means that we have 16 possibilities when we are finding the Venn diagram, the shading portion, union, intersection, A minus B, B minus A, when A is a subset of B and B is a subset of A, and also the different conditions of the set when they are disjoint, when they are overlapping, when they are subset of each other. This is only the sample that I show you that how you will make the diagrams. Our question, our exercise 1.3 is related all the Venn diagram. The whole exercise related with the Venn diagram. So inshallah, after the vacations, when you come back to the school, I will give you the notes of this 1.3 exercise, inshallah, because maybe it will be little bit difficult for you to draw the diagrams. Although you understand all this and we have done in class 7, but in exercise there are, in some question there are 3 sets and maybe it will be little bit difficult for you to draw the diagram and shaded portion also. So inshallah, after the vacation I will give you the questions of 1.3. Yes, beta, now come to your assignment because this is your assignment day. Exercise 1.2, question 3, then question 5, part B. I done part 1 for you, and review exercise. You also have review exercise question number 3, 1 and 2. First and second part. You will do these 2 parts. How many questions you will do in the assignment? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Question 3. Exercise question 5, also exercise I done for A part for you of De Morgan's law and you will prove the part B, and then review exercise question 3, 1 and 2. On your neat copies you will give the heading assignment number 1 and then you will write the exercise, which exercise you are doing, and write the questions over there. But you mentioned that this is your assignment, and also do the classwork on your copies. Send me only the assignment on Thursday, inshallah. Okay, students, I hope that you understand today's lecture. If you have any problem, you can ask me on my number. Okay, thanks. Allah Hafiz.